My name is Anna Isbell, and I'm running for City Council in Bella Vista in Ward 3. A little bit about myself. My husband and family and I moved to Northwest Arkansas about 8 years ago. We bought our home in Bella Vista 6 years ago in 2018, and we absolutely love it here.
What motivated you to run for City Council?
So I'm running for Bella Vista City Council because I believe that there is opportunity to have a more balanced City Council in Bella Vista and to bring other perspectives and other voices into City Council. As a 20-year professional in the business world, I bring a wealth of experience with me in terms of working with big and diverse teams, leading teams, working cross-functionally with lots of different folks from around the globe, around the country in many different roles. I have a very strong financial acumen and manage a very large budget day to day. In addition to that, I know that I also bring the perspective of a mother and a wife of a young and active family in Bella Vista, and so I know that I can be a voice for all Bella Vistans and really be a thoughtful listener.
Have you ever run for office before?
So I have never run for elected office before. I have been selected, I have been given roles within my organizations over time, different leadership roles. I'm currently on the board of directors for the Bella Vista Historical Museum, and I recently retired after 3 years as the chair for the Walmart U.S. Tribal Voices, which is a Native American associate resource group.
What professional or personal experience do you possess that you think the Bella Vista City Council has a need for?
So as I said earlier, I do possess a lot of the skills that I think would be very helpful to the Bella Vista City Council. With 20 years experience in business, I've worked with a lot of cross-functional teams. I spend time working with folks down in our clubs and in our stores that are stocking shelves and really working hard to take care of our customers and our members. And then I deal with CEOs and presidents of companies on a daily basis where I'm negotiating on behalf of those members and those associates. So definitely have a long history of success in working with broad cross-functional teams. Personally, again, as a working mom to 2 young boys, I know that I bring a unique perspective that can really help a lot of people in Bella Vista. My husband works at Cooper Elementary. He's a paraprofessional in special education classroom, and both of our sons have gone through Cooper. My oldest son is now in middle school, and my youngest son is in his 4th year in 4th grade at Cooper Elementary. And so, we're a very active family, and so for us it's really important that we're taking care of all Bella Vistans and that I'm able to listen to the voices of everyone. And so I think between my professional experience and my personal experience, I can really bring a strong voice for Bella Vistans.
What is the biggest professional or personal accomplishment you think demonstrates your ability to lead, and why?
My biggest professional accomplishment, that's gonna be a tough one. I've worked, professionally in corporate America for just about 20 years, and so I've had a lot of both team accomplishments and personal accomplishments. I think the most important thing is being recognized by my peers, and so that's always a positive thing because you've done a good job when your peers recognize you. You've been a good partner and a good friend to them, and so that's important to me. In terms of my biggest personal accomplishment, that would just be raising my 2 sons. I'm super proud of them. One of them is an athlete, and he's plays football, basketball, soccer, really does it all. And then the other is super into art and tech and building things. He's like an architect, and so I'm just super proud whenever I get feedback on them, because I know they're wonderful young men, and they're going to grow into being even better, adults.
Bella Vista boasts laws, regulations, and rules like any other city. However, Bella Vista's city government is often criticized for selective enforcement, no enforcement, or showing favoritism. How would you go about making sure all laws, regulations, and rules are fully and fairly enforced?
I think that's a great question. We do have all the rules and laws and regulations in place, and in terms of those being properly executed, that's going to come down to the folks in the police department that are responsible with ensuring that all the codes are enforced. And I think that my role as a city council member would be to listen to the public and ensure that that message is being heard loud and clear with, number one, the mayor, and then it's really up to our mayor to kind of carry that message to those that are enforcing those rules and regulations. And so my number one priority would be to listen to the residents of Bella Vista, seek to understand the things that are on their minds, and then carry that message every single time to the mayor to ensure that he understands what the issues are, kind of what's going on, and then puts that necessary pressure on the code enforcement group. Possibly more code enforcement officers would also be helpful to be able to ensure that we have enough people in place to follow up accordingly. So that would be my responsibility.
What do you think is the biggest issue that Bella Vista is facing? And how will you impact it if elected?
So I see the number one issue facing Bella Vista today is going to be our revenue. So I think it's really important that we have people on city council that are able to very quickly assess and understand, do the necessary work to understand the situation, and then make decisions to move the city forward in a very responsible manner. We have to be respectful of those in the city that really want things to stay the same, but we know growth is upon us. And so it's going to be really important that City Council works very closely with all of those avenues that can help create additional sales tax revenue for us, because we're going to need that sales tax revenue to continue to take care of our 550 plus miles of roads in order to build Firehouse 5. And then to ensure that we do have those code enforcement officers and police force to keep us in the safe village that we're in today.
What is more important, preserving our current way of life or growth? How will you impact either if elected?
If elected, I think that it's really important that we do maintain the things that make Bella Vista great today. I think it's important that we respect the residents that don't want to see change. There's a lot of people that moved here because they really enjoy the peace and quiet that Bella Vista has to offer. But we do know that growth is coming. We've seen some of that growth. We know that there's more coming. And so it's really going to be important as a city council to prioritize respecting the people that don't want the change and taking their feedback and listening to them. Not every decision is going to be exactly what every citizen wants. So the best we can do is listen, appreciate what everyone has to say, and then make the best decision that's going to impact the most people in the most positive way. And some of that is going to be through growth. I believe that the growth will come primarily from additional small business, so it will grow our sales income tax, and then of course through probably additional recreation. And so that's what we'll have to work through, ensuring that we're respecting both the past, but also moving graciously into the future.
Bella Vista has no official motto. What do you think that motto should be and why?
That's a tough question. I've thought a lot about it. I don't know that I have a great answer, because Bella Vista is so many things to so many different people. For me, it's a place called home where I can raise my family. I know that's not the same for everyone. We have people that come here for retirement. We have people that come here just for the recreation. And then we have a lot of people that come here to spend time with family. And so I don't have a great answer for that, but definitely a place to call home.
Do you think the recent Blue Crane acquisition and future developments will be good for Bella Vista and its citizens?
I don't know that we know exactly what Blue Crane will end up presenting to the city, but I think it could be a positive thing for most of Bella Vista. They haven't presented us with a complete plan yet, but I do know that people within city government and with the Planning Commission have spent time meeting with them, building those relationships. It's going to be important to build those relationships with Blue Crane. Now, we do have a lot of codes and zoning requirements in place, and so we should feel comfortable that we have the necessary sort of rules and regulations in place that will help maintain the natural beauty, the large open green spaces, the waterways, the golf courses, the beautiful things that we have today. And the hope is that working together, Blue Crane will just enhance that for Bella Vista. And so I see it as a positive in terms of it increasing the sales tax revenue that will allow us to continue to keep a safe, beautiful, clean city.
Short-term rentals have been a big issue lately for Bella Vista. Do you think the current short-term rental regulations are enough to protect the way of life for full-time residents? If not, what would you change and why?
So the current short-term rental issue seems to be a hot button for some residents of Bella Vista, which I do understand. If you have a short-term rental on your street and the folks are not respectful to you as a homeowner, I can understand how that would be a very difficult situation. I do have some short-term rentals on the street that I live on. I'm very fortunate that we are friends with the folks that own them, and so they're very respectful of us and our happiness and our joy. I do think that homeowners have a right to be able to rent their home, whether it be to save for their kids' college fund, to be able to save for retirement. But I also believe that the homeowners that aren't renting have a reasonable expectation of peace and quiet. And so I do think it is a very difficult issue for us to move through. The rules that we have in place are probably adequate. I think that enforcement needs to improve. And again, that's a situation where I would want to hear from and listen to residents that are having issues and be able to share that information with the mayor. Additionally, I think it's important that if you are having an issue that you do call and make sure that there is a record of that issue because we need to have that paperwork and we need to have that call log to be able to see what issues are being reported.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
In closing, I would just like to thank everyone for listening today. Thank you to NWA Exchange for this platform. I think it's great that we get to hear from most of the candidates. I'm excited about this opportunity. The current incumbent has been in for 8 years and he's done a nice job. And, I would love to be able to take the reins from him and continue on with the great work of looking after Bella Vista. These next several years are going to be some complicated things, and I know that my experience in business is going to really be helpful for us to navigate that path together. So I would love to ask for your vote in November. And if you have any questions, you can go to my website at anna4bv.com and give me a call or reach out to me. Thank you.